So I decided to go and look at all these different creators that have said that YouTube transformed their lives. Are there commonalities between these creators that others can learn from, right? And so in my analysis, I found that yes, there are, right? The blueprint is not the same, but they do come at it from needing a transformation in their life. And YouTube becomes this tool, and creating videos, publishing on YouTube consistently over time, actually allows them to transform in ways that they couldn't even imagine, opening up opportunities for them, getting them to become the next version of themselves. It's like uncovering their true potential and allowing them a vehicle to see that potential through, right? All right, so what I wanted to do is basically read some of these transformations to you because it's pretty awesome. Like a lot of people, I think, get this conception of like, okay, people are gonna do YouTube and create all these videos for like just pure income or to be famous or whatever. But the transformations that these people go through, holy Toledo, these transformations actually hint at why creating things, creating videos is actually a doorway or a portal into transforming lives on so many different levels. So check this out. YouTube transformed her from a socially anxious, camera-adverse writer who was uncomfortable taking up space into a more confident, visible storyteller who could imagine entirely new versions of her life and career. That's pretty cool, right? Then you had this next one. YouTube transformed her from a burned out corporate employee who felt trapped and directionless into a self-trusting creator who left her job, moved countries, and began pursuing a more purposeful life on her own terms. YouTube transformed her from a financially anxious young mother trying to avoid a conventional career and daycare path into a financially successful family entrepreneur, but only after forcing her to confront the personal, relational, spiritual, and ethical costs of pursuing success without clear boundaries. The obstacle is the way, right? It's not just a clean, oh, you make YouTube videos and that's it. It's like, okay, there's stuff to, work through. YouTube transformed him from someone who spent 10 to 15 years debating whether to start into a consistent creator whose weekly practice restored his creative energy, built a meaningful community, became financially self-sustaining, and opened the possibility of full-time creative work. Now just think about that. These are transformations that people go through. And it's from creating with video. It's not something where they're just like, oh, I'm doing this for AdSense. Underlying all this, right? They all had different paths. There was no one blueprint that made it for each of them. And that's what's so exciting. Because in this world today, we've got all these things thrown at us about, this is the way life should be. And we've also been kind of programmed. You just work, you do the job, and everything else falls into place, And the thing of it is, there's a rebellion. There's a quiet rebellion to all this. And it doesn't have to be something grandiose. Creating YouTube videos doesn't seem like a rebellious act, but in fact it is. And it is because it allows for those transformations to take place. It allows for people to take control of their lives in ways they couldn't before. And in doing that, it opens up new ways for people to be in life, to actually make it in this world. And when that happens, that's the bridge to so much. And so that's why I get so inspired by the whole thing, because these aren't just YouTube videos, right? And so it becomes not about YouTube, but about the person who's creating. And the roadmap doesn't need to be there because the roadmap is inside of them. It's been there all along. YouTube just reveals that roadmap. It's a conduit for that, but it uncovers their purpose in ways that nothing has before. It's not for everyone. However, when you feel a calling or you feel like, okay, I have something inside of me that I don't know what, but I feel a deeper purpose. The uncovering of that purpose could come through creating, and it could come through creating videos on YouTube. It's not necessarily guaranteed. However, when you look at these different creators and their transformation, you can see where it unlocks something inside of it. You don't need a blueprint. You just need to take the next logical step, and the next logical step, and the next logical step. We've been sold a bill of goods when they've told us, okay, you have this blueprint, and this is success, and rah, rah, rah. Guess what? That's not the case. Uncertainty is something to embrace because in that uncertainty, we can find calm certitude in knowing the universe unfolds as it should, instead of the way that society says that things need to be. You know, move it into action, you do it, right? That's not always the case. You do need some action, obviously, and you need some certitude and so on. But the art of allowing and the principle of basically going forth and being creative and following those squiggly twists and turns, that's where synchronicities lie. That's where synchronicities are. And those synchronicities are so powerful. The different people that you meet along the journey of creating, the different collaborations that can happen, the communities that are developed, right? Creating for YouTube becomes not just something that you do as a job. It becomes a way of life because it uncovers so many other elements. And you don't know what those are going to be until you start, because it's different for everyone. Just as the journey inside, the path that they take is going to be different, right? You're not just going to go, okay, you know, this is the path that I take. You're going to uncover it. You take the next logical step and the next logical step. Our society, in a lot of ways, has missed the mark on that. We've subdued our creativity, our sexuality, and our spirituality, which all go hand in hand in allowing us to create the way we're meant to going forward. And we're bridging over to something completely different. But basically, there's 3 men who get inheritance. And 2 of them go ahead and invest and do some other stuff. And the third one buries it. And in the end, he has to give it all up, because that was not the thing to do. It's not the idea. The idea isn't to bury your gift. God has given us gifts, right? We're not meant to bury them in like servitude to a slave system. We're meant to allow them to be uncovered and use them. Use them, invest them. And that's what creation is all about, I feel like. It's investing in your own magic. It's investing in the gifts that you were given when you were created, you know, when you were born. And by not delving into those gifts, by not uncovering them and allow society to bury those gifts under so many different obligations, so many different ways that society has told us to live, that is one of the ultimate travesties of life today. And I think in a lot of ways, not for everyone, but in a lot of ways for certain people, creating through video is going to uncover a lot of different things. It's going to create transformations that are just so powerful. And so I invite you to start creating, you know, and it's why I've created the school group that I've got, and it's why I'm doing the 30-day challenge that I put together. And it involves much more than just, you know, tools for creating. I've kept things simple because, again, I think the path is inside of you, and you have to allow that path to come forth. It's not about following a blueprint. It's about keeping things simple and taking the next logical step forward. So if that interests you, definitely check that out in the description below. But regardless on if you do that or not, go forth and consider the gifts that you have that are beyond the obligations that you currently find yourself under. I mean, if you're unhappy in your corporate job, or you're seeking this way of expressing meaning that's greater than what's given to you by society, dude, this creating, it's what we're here for. My God, man, it's what we're here for, to create. So I invite you along, but even if you don't come to the school, subscribe, and there'll be a bunch of videos that go into more. And also, go ahead, just begin, but keep it very simple. Make it uber simple to just sit down and create a video, and then start simple with just 60 seconds, you know? Go for some shorts. Don't do long form, go for shorts. Just do some shorts, right? And just get used to the whole thing and sharing your thoughts. And guess what? Your thoughts are magical. I know it seems like, you know, there's just your thoughts or whatever, but guess what? When it connects to other people, there is someone, I guarantee there's someone who wants to hear what you have to say, because it saves them in some way. It gives them inspiration. It makes them think about life differently. And I've been on Instagram, I've been on YouTube, and I find these inspiring videos, and I'm like, holy Toledo, I am so glad this person made this. That's what can happen with your content. You can inspire another person, another person, another person. That's our bridge to the next thing that happens, the next level up in society. And it's exciting. The anticipation that I have, the next level. I'm excited. I'm excited. But I'm excited to have you and everyone that feels compelled to enough to create so that we can inspire each other to greatness and move to the next and the next and the next. But it all starts with just taking the next logical step. The simple steps, making it very simple, very easy to create and keep on going. And create and keep on going. If you found this video helpful, be sure to share it with someone else that you think might also find it helpful. Give it a like. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time.